Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take out T-C-T. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, Celery say. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Oh, hey. Celery say. Just a little bit. I get tired. Just a little bit. Keep on trying. Just a little bit. You're running out of food. Just a little bit. And I ain't lying. Just a little bit. Breathe, breathe, breathe. When you come home, or you might walk in and fall down alone. Just a little.
Hello, everybody. I would like to welcome you to another episode of Meghan's World. I am your host, Special K Thoughts, aka Special K in the world of Twitter. During this episode of Meghan's World, we will discuss the following topics. Meghan and Harry volunteer at the nonprofit charity organization Baby to Baby. Meghan's appearance at When All Women Vote voter registration couch party. Prince Harry's appearance in the new documentary Rising Phoenix. And of course, we will remind everybody about the continued fundraising campaign efforts for CamFed, hashtag inspired by Harry. Disclaimer alert. Disclaimer alert. Meghan's World is a news channel that discusses anything and all things related to Meghan and Harry. This is a supportive and pro Meghan and Harry news channel. We are fans of Meghan Markle. We are stans of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry too. We are not royalists. We are not monarchists. We are Meghanist. All right. Now that we have got that out of the way, let's get into it. Sometime last week, Meghan and Harry did volunteer work with the nonprofit charity organization Baby to Baby, which is located in Los Angeles. For those of you who are not familiar with Baby to Baby, it's a nonprofit organization that provides basic necessities like diapers, baby wipes, and clothes to families that are in need. Now, the Sussex Squad is familiar with Baby to Baby. When we did a fundraising campaign for Archie's first birthday, Baby to Baby was one of the organizations that was a part of the fundraising campaign. Now, according to Town and Country, Meghan and Harry handed out supplies to families and helped children pick out and try on their backpacks. A source says that despite the heat, and I'm pretty sure it was hot as hell in California, everyone was in good spirits. Meghan and Harry did what they do best, which was they engaged and they connected with families and the crowd. The source went on to say that the couple was determined to serve every last child waiting in line, and that line was wrapped around the school. The source also said that Meghan and Harry chatted with the families about the upcoming school year, and they wished each and every child good luck. Now, look at these pictures. Aren't these pictures a beautiful thing? Looking at Meghan and Harry servicing the community, having engagement with the community. And the reason why they're doing that is because they want to be a part of the community. Now, when I look at these pictures, there's something else that comes to my mind about these pictures. And what comes to my mind is exempt. Exempt. Taxpayer. Free volunteer service work courtesy of Harry and Meghan. So you know where I'm going with this. I know you know, I know you know where I am going with this. Why can't the same thing be accomplished with them royals in Britain? Why not? Why does the British taxpayer have to pay them royals to do volunteer work? Just look at those pictures. Those pictures can easily be taking place in Britain. Easily. Didn't Harry and Meghan offer to service the British public, to service the Queen, to support their charities? Didn't they offer to do the same type of work that they were doing? It's just that they wanted to step back as senior royals. They didn't want to be prominent royals. They wanted to step back, take lesser positions, but continue to service the British community off of the taxpayer dime. Isn't that what they offered? Isn't that what they wanted? And what were they told? They were told, nah, absolutely not. Why not? Why not? Now, don't Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have lesser roles within the royal family? However, they have their HRH titles, right? They work jobs, right? They make their own money, right? They do charity work. To be honest, I don't know what type of charity work them girls do, but I'm assuming that they do charity work. Hopefully. But it's my understanding that they do not, get taxpayer money. That's what Harry and Meghan wanted, but they were told, you can't be halfway in, halfway out. Well, damn it, aren't Princess Eugenia, however you say her name, and Princess Beatrice halfway in, halfway out? And I don't want to disrespect those girls. They can't help their father's situation, and they mom Sarah Fergie, she done some questionable things too. But as far as I can see, those girls seem to be some classy young women. So I'm not going to trash them. But aren't they halfway in, halfway out? Aren't there other royals that are halfway in, halfway out? So why were Harry and Meghan told, nah? Is it because of their popularity? Is it because they were so popular that if they were all up in Windsor and all up in the British public doing all this charity work and servicing the Queen and going out to these schools, handing supplies and making milkshakes, answering telephone calls, participating in Zoom meetings, doing all this work off of the taxpayer dime, then people in the British public would eventually question, well, why? If Harry and Meghan can do it, why can't Prince Charles and what's-her-face do it? Were they scared that people will eventually question, well, damn, if Will and Kate out here doing the same thing as Harry and Meghan, wow, we got to pay them. Wow, we not paying Meghan and Harry. So why are we paying Will and Kate? That's why they were told, nah. Meghan and Harry's popularity was on the same level as Prince Charles. It was on the same level as Will and Kate. Actually, they were more popular than Prince Charles and Will and Kate. And they knew good darn well that if those two, even though they wanted less prominent roles, it didn't matter because they still were going to be very popular. And they knew good darn well that people were going to eventually question, why are we funding the royal family? That's why they told them, nah. Look at them pictures. That can easily be London. That can easily be Windsor. That can easily be somewhere in Canada. That can easily be somewhere in Australia. But guess what, folks? It's America. The good old USA. LA. California. And I'm telling you, when Meghan and Harry get Archwell off the ground, it's going to be a wrap. It's a wrap. Game over. I'm just saying, it's a wrap. When Harry and Meghan get Archwell off the ground, it's a wrap. Game over. More people globally are going to be paying attention to Harry and Meghan more so than the royal family. And you know what? It's already happening. It's already happening. I bet you guys can't even remember what's the last thing Will and Kate did. And the same thing with Prince Charles. Take a look at those pictures, Britain. You guys missed out. It's a shame. And I know that the British haters are going to say, we don't want them back. They can stay in America. We don't want them back. Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual because they're not coming back. They're not coming back. So the feeling's mutual. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. We got them here in America. We got their back. We will always have their back. All right? Okay. Moving on. Okay. Now, when Harry and Meghan went to the baby to baby event, they brought a photographer with them. Now, this photographer, of course, took pictures of them volunteering at the event. Of course, we had some trash bucket media news outlets slam the couple, calling Harry and Meghan tacky for bringing a photographer with them. Now we know that is Royal Family Classic 101. Whenever these royals go to charity events, whenever they go out on functions, whenever they do royal world tours, they are surrounded by photographers. They are surrounded by the royal rota. Okay? But I want to ask you this question. So if Harry and Meghan were tacky, is this tacky? Oh, look at Kate. Just look at her. She's lifting that heavy box with high heels on and a smile. She's not even busting out in a sweat. Damn, Kate must be strong. How about this pic? Aw, look at our precious Kate. She's answering the phone with a smile. She's not talking, but she sure is smiling. And she got a pen in her hand, just ready to work. I mean, she's not writing anything down, but hey, she's ready to work. That's not tacky? Okay. Now I am going to get your boy, Prince Charles. Lord, look at this pic. The poor guy fainted. He is laid out on the ground. But your boy, Prince Charles, he doesn't skip a beat. Just posing for a picture. He got to get that photo. You know what I'm saying? But you want to call Harry and Meghan tacky? Really? And of course, you're going to have those critics who say, well, Harry and Meghan, they are always talking about how they want privacy. But yet, they're doing photo ops. Oh my goodness, something just came over me. Something just came over me, girl. I feel like impersonating a Trump supporter talking about this subject. All right, let me get myself ready for this, girl. Let me get myself ready. All right, here we go. You see, that's why I can't stand Harry and Meghan, because they say they want privacy. And what do? They go volunteer at the baby event, and they bring a damn camera taking pictures. Look here, neck Bambi killer. Harry and Meghan, just like business people, just like other agencies, just like private citizens, just like regular, ordinary people. Sometimes when people go to charity events, they take pictures. Sometimes when businesses go to charity events, they take photographs. They'll bring professional photographers with them and take pictures. The purpose of that is to highlight the damn charity. You understand? Do you get it? Look, do you even know what privacy means? I'm serious. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. Do you know what privacy means? What? You goddamn right. I know what privacy means. Bambi killer. No, you don't. Look, privacy means freedom. Freedom from unauthorized intrusion. A state of being, let alone and able to keep certain, especially personal matters, to oneself. Do you get it? Yeah.
I told you I know what prophecy means, and I still can't stand Harry and Meghan. Huh.
All right, I'm done. We're going to go on to the next topic. Okay. We all know Meghan made a recent appearance at the When All Women Vote couch party. The goal of the couch party was to help mobilize eligible voters to register and participate in the upcoming U.S. presidential election. Of course, I watched Meghan, and I thought it was a good speech overall. I also watched the other speakers as well, such as Valerie Jarrett. Now, I listened to Meghan's speech very carefully, and these are some of the important points that stood out for me personally. I'm generalizing now what Meghan said. Meghan said, "We vote to honor who came before us and to protect those who will come after us because that's what community is all about." Now, I thought that was a very important point. To me, Meghan is basically acknowledging and showing respect to those women that fought and took those bullets for the right to vote. Meghan also makes a good point that when we vote, we are protecting the younger generation's rights to vote. It's a community. We all must have each other's back and look out for one another. Another important point that Meghan said is this. This week, we are recognizing the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote, but not all women, and specifically women of color. It had taken decades longer for women of color to get the right to vote. Even today, we are watching so many women in different communities who are marginalized, still struggling to see that right come to fruition. And it's just simply not okay. Oh my goodness, I just love it. It's like my ears stuck out when I heard Meghan actually say this and acknowledge this. You see, Meghan is not scared. She is saying this with her whole chest. The 19th Amendment, yes, it gave women the right to vote, but not all women. It was decades longer before women of color were allowed to vote. I mean, it's facts, people. It's facts. And what she's saying is that still here in 2020, there are women of color in different communities who are marginalized, and they still face that barrier to exercise their right to vote. And Meghan is simply saying that is not okay. Now, another point that I thought that was really good and that made my ears stand up was when Meghan said, it doesn't necessarily matter what the issue is that speaks to your heart. Maybe it's the rights of women. Maybe it's the rights of children, or maybe healthcare. Whatever it is, we can make the difference in this election, and we will make the difference in this election. To me, now, Meghan is saying, whatever issues are important to you, you have to vote if you want to make a difference. Now, for some reason, these haters and these critics are interpreting this as a campaign against that occupier in chief. But people, Americans, my American people, we all know that during presidential elections, there are so many different initiatives that are on the ballot besides the presidency. And those issues can have serious impact on your life. Keep in mind, there are a lot of Senate races, a lot, in this presidential election. Remember, Americans, politics are local. Politics are local. Now, of course, What Meghan said got some of these haters' panties all up in a knot. The same old bullshit of finding anything negative. The reoccurring theme to this Fox outrage from some of these boo-boo critics is that Meghan is a duchess and she should not be interfering in a foreign election. Blah, 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 blah. Another argument is that royals aren't political and must remain neutral. You know what? You can miss me with that bullshit. Really? Royals aren't political? Okay. So when Queen Elizabeth said this back in 2003, this is what the Queen said. It is vital to the health both of the United Kingdom and Wales that our democratic institutions flourish and adapt. We must encourage all our people to exercise their right to vote. Queen Elizabeth, 2003. That's what she said. Now that wasn't political. That wasn't a political statement. You know, I swear these boo-boo, hypocritical critics, they're straight assholes. Okay. They need their damn diapers changed. All right. Then these critics will say, if there are royal family members that are political, it may cause diplomatic issues for the Queen when she is negotiating with world leaders. Really? Really? So what are you saying? And I'm being serious here. What are you saying? Are you saying that Queen Elizabeth, who has been ruling for over 100 years, doesn't have good diplomatic skills? Come on. Give your queen some credit. I mean, you worship her, give her some credit. Don't world leaders deal with other world leaders all of the time that may have family members that are political? You don't think President Obama dealt with other world leaders that had family members that were involved in politics? I'll even throw a bone to Republicans. You don't think Ronald Reagan? You don't think George Bush dealt with other world leaders that have family members that were political or were involved in politics? Get the hell out of here. Miss me with that bullshit. Give your queen some credit. She can handle it. You know, when you have been bamboozled for centuries by a monarchy, you will believe the propaganda and drink the Kool-Aid that they spoon feed you. Think about it. They don't want the royal family to appear political because they want to make the appearance that all of their subjects are equal. Then the subjects won't rise up and vote the monarchy out. Now, I know that there's supposed to be some type of constitution that binds the queen from not voting. That's fine. But that does not apply to other members of the royal family. Okay, so again, you guys can miss me with that bull crap. All right, now what I really loved though, was the universal, seismatic, supportive, woke response for Meghan by Americans against the boo-boo critics criticizing Meghan for encouraging her fellow countrymen to vote. Americans from all walks of life who aren't even a part of the sexist squad, who are not Meghanettes. Americans who are from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different races, different ages. Americans who may not even like Meghan. But hey, they got her back, telling these boo-boo critics to shut the hell up. Meghan is an American on these American shores. She could say what the hell she wants to say. And them titles don't mean a damn thing over here. Okay, I'm going to highlight some of the epic draggings by Americans that I've seen on Twitter in their responses to these boo-boo critics that are crying about what Meghan said, encouraging her fellow countrymen to actually go out and vote. Yvette Nicole Brown is an actress and a producer, and she also was one of the speakers featured at the All Women Vote couch party. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Miss Yvette Nicole Brown, she was also on the hit comedy TV show Community. I love that TV show. Oh my God. But all right. Now, this is what Yvette had posted on Twitter. I posted a vid of the principled and kind Duchess of Sussex encouraging Americans to vote. FYI, Meghan is an American citizen, one who has always been civically minded. The vitriol on my feed in response tells me we all need to have her back. I can't imagine what she endured. All right. Now, this next post I'm going to read, I'm thinking she was responding to somebody who had responded to the post that I had read earlier. Me neither. I mean, as a vocal Black woman, I could imagine, but the way they pounced on her on my mentions, I was like, oh, y'all do hate and racism and misogynoir at a whole nother level. Sheesh. I'm glad she and Harry and the baby escaped that fresh hell. You know what? That deserves an atomic bomb. Fresh hell. All right. Now, another person who has been dragging, and I mean dragging in an epic form, fashion, epic proportions, just dragging the hell out of these boo-boo critics, is David Simon, who is an American, and he was one of the writers on the American TV drama, The Wire. Those of you who are not familiar with The Wire, it's an American TV drama, I think in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, that was filmed in Baltimore. And it basically was about, you know, these undercover detectives, and it was about drugs and these gangs, and it showed how dirty these detectives were, and it highlighted drug kingpins and just all kinds of stuff. It was a great American TV drama that's no longer on TV, but I remember hearing rumors that they may bring it back. So that would be awesome if they did. But anyway, back to Mr. David Simon. Like I said, you know, for the past 5 to 6 days, he's seriously been dragging these boo-boo critics, just ripping their asses up. In regards to them hating on Meghan for encouraging her fellow countrymen to vote. The same thing Queen Elizabeth did back in 2003. Okay? Now, here is one of his epic draggings response to, and I do not want to give this guy any type of shine on my news channel. But anyway, Pissy Morgan. Now, we all know Pissy Morgan was going to have some type of response. He can't help it. He's got a hard on when it comes to Meghan. Him and his wife actually have hard ons when it comes to their fascination with Meghan. But here's what David's response was to Pissy Morgan. What Pissy Morgan said was he feels the Queen should strip Meghan of her titles because of what she said. Okay, now here's David's response to Pissy. Didn't have you down as a vicious, tiara-licking squeeb who actually whines about a living soul anywhere telling fellow citizens of a republic they ought to vote. You stoop to silence others. You get told to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Little regard for your work here. Okay. Drop a bomb, please. I just love it. I love it. I mean, he told Pissy, like, there is little regard for your work here in America anyway. So shut the hell up. Just shut up. Now, here's another response that he had to Pissy Morgan. Here's another one. You shit squeeb. You're worried about this woman speaking to the rise of fascism in her native land. Yet you grieve over disrespect for a clan so privileged that underaged girls services princes. Real journalists afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. You opposite. And of course, Pissy Punk Morgan blocked Mr. David Simon. Now, another person that I saw that dragged Pissy Morgan was my girl, Bette Midler. I mean, she basically just told Pissy Morgan to fuck off. You know, there were a lot more Americans that had plenty to say in response to the boo-boo critics. Excuse me for talking so fast. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. My Twitter feed was just on fire. So, but basically, you know, what happened was they woke a sleeping giant. They really did. They woke a sleeping giant. Americans with a plural. Okay. And of course, the critics will say, but Meghan can't be political as long as she has those titles. You know, it's one excuse after another with those people. It really, really, really is. They can't pick a lane. They just can't. They're just all over the place. So when you say that, right? When you say that, were you so bent out of shape when Sarah, the Duchess of York, accepted money from an undercover journalist who wanted access to Prince Andrew? Were you bent out of shape for that? I mean, she was selling access to Andrew. All right. I didn't hear a big uproar about that. I didn't hear anybody demanding that the Queen strip her titles away. Didn't what Sarah do, wasn't that unethical? Right? I mean, Lord, Google Fergie. Google her. Okay? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff about things that Sarah has done. All the failed business ventures and dealings that woman has had. I mean, she had a debt up to $5 million. All right? Up to $5 million. And who saved her? Prince Andrew. He bailed her out. All right? But think about it. The money that he used to bail her out wasn't his money. Where did that money come from? It came from the British taxpayer, baby. That's where it came from. Let me tell you something. If Sarah,
The Duchess of York.
is willing to sell access to Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised if she's selling stories to the toe fungus trash bucket tabloids. Meghan couldn't trust nobody in that family. Nobody. All right. So again, I am so proud of my American people, my American comrades. You know, Trump supporter, I want to invite you back because I was wrong for calling you a Bambi killer. Seriously, what is your opinion about Meghan's speech at the all women vote couch party? And you can be honest. Just be honest.
Well, I think, Meghan, she's an American. Yeah, she's an American. And she is encouraging people to vote. And that is what we Americans do. That is what we do. We vote.
Okay. Wow. So, oh my gosh, I'm about to cry. So you agree. You agree with Meghan. Like there was nothing wrong with her encouraging Americans to vote.
You know what? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I agree that there's nothing wrong with Meghan telling or encouraging Americans to vote. I agree. But you know what? I still can't stand Harry and Meghan. Huh.
All right. I got you. I feel you. All right. Cool. All right. Moving on. Okay. Prince Harry, my man. No, I'm just playing. He's already taken. Lends his voice to Rising Phoenix, a new Netflix documentary that follows a number of international athletes while telling the story of the Paralympics, which is the third largest sporting event in the world. I didn't know that. It's not a surprise that Harry would have contributed to this film. After all, he is the founder of the Invictus Games, which is very similar. I have been told that Harry's appearance is brief. However, this documentary is excellent and a tearjerker. So make sure that you have your tissues ready. Please check out Rising Phoenix. It is playing right now on Netflix. You know what? I'm being told right now that there is breaking news in regards to Meghan. We got breaking news, girl? Okay, we got some breaking news. Wow. Our girl Meghan, she is constantly moving forward and doing big things. She recently sat down and interviewed, or more like had a conversation with the iconic, legendary godmother of the feminist movement, Gloria Steinem. Woo! That's huge. Meghan and Gloria talked about voting suppression, feminism, and the importance of representation. The interview was hosted by Makers, which is a women's organization movement that tells stories of real life experiences that ignite passion and action. Now, I didn't see the interview. However, I did read the interview, and these are some key statements that Gloria Steinem said that I feel like I need to highlight. All right. Gloria Steinem said, "The heart of the Democratic Party has been Black women." Another key statement. Really, we've been rescued by women of color in all recent elections because a vote of conscience and compassion. Let me read that again. Really, we've been rescued by women of color in all of recent elections because of a vote of conscience and compassion. If you don't vote, you don't exist. We still require an adjective, if you know what I mean. There are doctors and women doctors and black women doctors and Hispanic doctors. The noun still tends to be confined by the ruling group. But we'll get past that. We are equal in the voting booth. Movements are families. Quotes that stood out for me that were stated by the legendary, iconic godmother of the feminist movement, Gloria Steinem. Now, Meghan, during this interview, aka conversation, talked about her concerns in regards to voter suppression. She also talked about being biracial and how it was good to see Kamala Harris running for VP because it's exciting to see that type of representation. Now, I heard that there was a hateration going on in regards to the iconic Gloria Steinem's IG page. You got a lot of haters going over there criticizing her for letting Meghan interview her. You see? Remember that last episode I did? When I highlighted the different categories of haters? And one of the categories of haters that we talked about were these so-called feminists. Remember that? If you don't, go back and listen to Megan's World episode 2. All right. People, get a freaking life. Gloria Steinem is the godmother of the feminist movement. She is nationally known as the leader and spokeswoman for the American feminist movement, which began here in the United States in the late 60s. Gloria Steinem is an award-winning journalist. She is the co-founder of Miss Magazine. Put some respect on Gloria Steinem's name. Just because you don't like Meghan, that doesn't mean that she can't like Meghan. It's not all about you, boo. You don't think Gloria Steinem did some research on Meghan before she agreed to be interviewed by Meghan? The audacity of people to go on this woman's IG page and just disrespect her because you don't like Meghan is just absolutely pathetic. At the end of the day, though, Gloria has seen that type of hate plenty of times throughout her lifetime. She is probably laughing her ass off right now and doesn't give two FFs, especially to those dumbasses who start their message off by saying Meghan disrespected the queen. Like Gloria Steinem, the iconic, legendary godmother of the feminist movement, gives two flying FFs about a queen who got that position based on her hereditary lineage. Like, how dumb can you be? Look, I just want to say bottom line, Meghan nor Harry represent the queen anymore. They are not using the HRH titles. They are not accepting British taxpayer money. Hell, they're not even living in Britain. Get your foot off of Meghan's neck. Meghan is not your runaway slave. Okay, people. I just had to get that off my chest. Put some respect on Gloria Steinem's name. All right? Anyway, now, let's not forget the fundraising campaign that is still going on in regards to CamFed. Hashtag inspired by Harry. Remember, this fundraising campaign does not end. What I should say is, remember, this fundraising campaign ends on Harry's birthday, which is September 15th. I know that there is a lot going on with these two. Jesus, a lot going on. Child, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. All right. Now, we are going to end this episode, of course, with a famous Meghan quote. Here we go. You can be a woman who wants to look good and still stand up for the equality of women. I will read it one more again. You can be a woman who wants to look good and still stand up for the equality of women. Meghan. All right, people, please go vote. Vote your asses off. I'm out.